What's going on, guys? This is Apple Hacks and Info here, and today I'm going to be reviewing XPlane. This game is for iPad, iPhone and iPod, and it costs $6.99 from the App Store. It is a pretty awesome and very realistic flight simulator. It gives you 6 different views when you're flying like that, and this is a quite cool one in the cockpit that I quite like. You also have these little green and orange lines that they show you like the air resistance, I guess. And as you can see, takeoff is pretty realistic, and the gear is pretty awesome as well because it goes in properly. And yeah, it's the most realistic game of flight simulator that I can find out there at the moment. And one of the best things about it is just the maps are really big. It's got so many different planes, as I'll show you in a minute, and it's really actually quite realistic. As you can see here, this is one of the maps. It's a pretty big map. All of these little white circles that you can see, they are all different landing strips. All of them, they're all different. And these are all the maps. There's a ton of them, to be honest. There's loads. So they're pretty cool checking them out. Then there's also a ton of planes as well. You can adjust the weight of them and the center of gravity. They've actually added in quite a few new planes, which are honestly pretty awesome. We've also got the new Apollo, which I'll show you in a minute. But you can fly Chinooks, military planes, B-230Rs, all of them things. You can also fly fighter jets, or you can actually fight against someone else. I'll be showing you that a bit later on in the video. As you can see there, you can also fly gliders, and another cool feature which has been added, I think it's like 2 updates ago or so, is the new space shuttle missions which you can do. Another great feature about this app is you can choose failures for your plane. So if I want the rudder to go wrong, or the heading to give me a weird reading or something, you can make it either not work or completely not work. You can choose the night, dusk, day, whatever really. Choose where you want the clouds as well, which is actually quite cool if you want to fly in like some really weird conditions. And then here you can change your visibility, the wind, turbulence, thermal VVI, storms and wave height. So if you just turn all these up, it's pretty much impossible to fly. Another cool thing, you can actually choose which way the wind is blowing, or in-game blowing. Here's the Apollo missions, which I think they're actually quite new. And then here's just, you can calibrate it and set it. This is one of the jets. In jets you can fight against bad guys, and that was a pretty cool lightning that just went on behind me. But you can actually fight, you have a gun, and you can see I've got ammo, and then I've got 2 auto aim bullets, and I'll just show you takeoff here, which is quite cool in these jets. As you can see, like moving, you see the airlines moving up and down, pretty cool. Sorry if I said that wrong. And then takeoff is quite realistic. As you can see, I did put on quite a bit of wind, so that's why you may be able to see some turbulence. I have an incoming missile, I can see that from the bottom. There's that little flashing triangle, and then there's the enemy in that little square. As you'll be able to see here, the enemies are actually quite good. You can make them really good, or you can make them absolutely terrible. As you can see, that missile coming towards me, so I have to pull up quickly to try and avoid that, because that will pretty much kill me, and then he will win. And then as you can see here, I will try get a few shots on him. I will fire my automatic or auto aim, which I think misses actually. But as you can see, it is actually really realistic. And then I have to turn. It also is quite enjoyable compared to like something like Infinite Flight Simulator. It is good, but I get bored so easily. But on this, there's just so many options, and as you can see, I just hit him there. Like, if you get bored of one plane, well, there's tons of other planes to choose from, and just Infinite Flight Simulator, it doesn't feel like it's realistic enough for me. I just don't really like it too much. This is one of the other coolest planes, I think, in the game, and so far, the only plane that I've been able to go into space with, because in this game also you can actually go into space, which is pretty awesome. Basically, you drop from a B-52, I think they're called, and it's one of these little like NASA space shuttle things. But a bad thing about it is the fuel; it runs out so quickly. As you can see, I put autopilot on. I don't think you can get autopilot on Infinite Flight, and you don't have something as cool as this. You've got some like boring cockpit as well. That's just my opinion, but I just do think it's quite boring. As you can see here though, the cockpit, I think it's one of the coolest in the world, because like nothing else gives you that many dials on all the other flight simulators that I've tried. They just don't show you all them things, and this is a lot more graphical as well. As you can see here, I now skip forward. It took me about 2 minutes to get into space. It's not that long. As you can see, there are stars and stuff, and it gets quite annoying because when you want to go down, it's quite hard, and if you run out of fuel, it takes like 5 minutes for you finally to start going back down to land, which is annoying, but it's quite fun. And then this is a Chinook I thought I'd just put in. They're actually quite cool to fly, but can be quite tricky. Now this is one of my favourite planes, and flying it at this time, it honestly looks fantastic. I think I'm flying it at, it's dusk, yeah, at dusk, and this is a Sienna plane or something like that, anyway. But this plane is just really quite an awesome plane. I think it was a new one added about 2 updates ago, and it's very detailed as well, which is quite a cool feature. Yeah, as you can see, the wings are pretty awesome. I like how they go up. And another thing I like about this is the gear, the flaps open and close. I really like how the gear works in this game. And you can turn, there's so many settings that you can choose from. You can turn the lights on and off. You can like change so much stuff, and that's one of the main things why I like this game. The cost of it though is $6.99, so that may put you off by quite a bit. Of course, if you're jailbroken or stuff, you can get it from V-Share probably for free. And now this is a Boeing. I don't know my planes that well, but I do this pretty nice landing here. I mean, it's not the best, but landings aren't that hard actually. I mean, once you've got a few done under your belt, then the rest can be pretty easy, to be honest. But then here's me taking off on the same runway. It is all pretty good fun, to be honest. It's very enjoyable, and it gives you a nice time to spend on your iPad instead of just watching YouTube vids or stuff like this. So after this video, go check this game out. It's pretty darn awesome. And I like doing like long haul missions, as in I say to myself, alright, so I'm going to take off from here, I'm going to go land over there, and then you can choose, and it gives you so many options. But one of the most fun bits about the game obviously is going to be crashing, because it just makes you explode into a pretty awesome ball of fire. I mean, like, who wouldn't find that fun, to be honest? Another great thing is these new carrier missions where you can take off, kill a baddie, and then land back on the carrier. It can be quite hard. I've done it about a few times now, but not really all with success. But I'll show you here me taking off from anyway. You pretty much just go full throttle, take the brake off, and take off really. That is about it for today, you guys. I really hope you do have enjoyed this game review. It is honestly a really good game, and I would highly recommend it. Put in your comments what you think of the game if you got it, and any other flight simulators or that you think are good, or come in comparison with it. We've got a few more clips at the end here, so yeah, that's about it for today, guys. Remember, please like, subscribe, and peace.